They call it an urban legend, but in Hollow Creek, it's more of a warning. Every October, when the fog rolls in from the lake and the leaves turn black on the edges, the locals whisper about the night the family disappeared. It started in 1987, on Halloween night. Back then, Hollow Creek was a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. A few hundred people, one gas station, one church, and a general store that closed at sundown. That year, a new family moved into the old farmhouse at the end of Miller Road. A crumbling, two-story home that had been empty for decades. The neighbors warned them, "Don't stay there on Halloween. The house remembers." But they laughed it off. The father, a carpenter named James Rowe, thought the rumors were nonsense. He spent weeks repairing the porch, hanging lanterns, and decorating the yard for their first Halloween in town. His wife, Sarah, baked cookies. Their kids, Emily and Ryan, carved pumpkins and placed them on the front steps. That night, fog swallowed the road. No moonlight, no sound except the rustle of dry leaves. At 8 p.m., the trick-or-treaters came small groups, hesitant, whispering to each other before stepping onto the property. By 9 p.m., they were gone. By 10 p.m., no one else came. At 10:13 p.m., Sarah noticed something strange. The pumpkins were gone. In their place were different pumpkins carved with faces they didn't make. Twisted grins, hollow eyes, and the candles inside burned with black flame. When James went for the landline telephone to call for help, it was before cell phones. The dial tone was gone. Instead, a soft static whispered through the speaker, then a voice, faint and broken. "Stay inside. Don't answer the door." Then another voice, lower, rasping, almost human. Too late. They heard a knock at the back door. Ryan peeked through the curtain and saw a small child in a torn costume, but his face was pale, and his eyes glowed like dying embers. He whispered, "Trick or treat." James opened the door, and the boy wasn't there anymore. Just footprints. Small. Bare. Leading toward the woods, they followed the footprints with a flashlight. The woods behind the house were old, full of dead trees, and the remains of what used to be the town's first cemetery. As they walked deeper, the flashlight flickered. Emily gasped. There were pumpkins everywhere, rotting, half-buried, forming a path into the heart of the forest. Each one had a candle burning inside, but the flames were cold, and from the distance came a faint melody, a children's song, off-key and echoing through the fog. 1 for the woods, 2 for the flame, 3 for the children, lost to the name. Sarah covered Emily's ears. "It's just a trick," she said, her voice shaking. Then they saw the old well. It hadn't been there before. The pumpkins surrounded it in a perfect circle. James leaned over the edge and saw his reflection in the water. But it wasn't his face. It was smiling. A hand shot up from the darkness and grabbed his wrist. When morning came, the house was empty. The front door wide open. The sheriff found no footprints, no sign of struggle, only the pumpkins on the porch, their faces smiling wider than before. Inside, every mirror was shattered, every clock frozen at 10:13 p.m. For years, the house stood silent. Then, every Halloween, people began reporting strange things. Children's laughter echoing from the woods, black candles burning on empty doorsteps, and the same old song playing faintly on radios with no power. Some say if you drive down Miller Road at midnight on Halloween, your car radio will tune itself to a dead station, broadcasting the same voice from 1987. "Stay inside. Don't answer the door." But those who've heard the broadcast say it always ends the same way. A knock, 3 times, from inside the car. And if you check the back seat, you'll see the pumpkins, smiling. Knock, knock, knock. Don't look back. Just like and subscribe for more creepy urban legends. Until next time.